It's good, everyone. I want to say congrats to Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first Black woman to be U.S. Supreme Court. Shout out to her. And the first Black person ever to be part of the U.S. Supreme Court was Thurgood Marshall. So with this lady, she's the first Black woman. So congrats to her. And so I want to delve on this whole controversy in Japan, right? So, from what I was told, it's not going to be in all schools or whatever, but hey, Razor, how are you? Hey, Graham, how are you? Okay, so anyway, so what I was told was going down in Japan, right? It's not going to be like that for all schools. So, I mean, what's crazy, okay, they basically going to ban girls from wearing a ponytail to school. And the reason being because it may sexually excite boys slash men. I guess they're turned on by the nape of the neck. So girls have to adjust what they wear. And hey, Silent J, how are you? And I mean, in in my school, we had dress code or whatever. But this is a thing that always irked me, right? Why does a girl slash woman have to change her attire just because people like to project and feel like, oh, we have to change what we wear because, quote unquote, guys may be turned on. It's like, that's their issue, not ours. Why do we have to change what we do and what we wear and stuff? To me, it seems like some victim blaming shit. It's like, okay, instead of telling girls and women what they need to do to change, why don't you tell those guys, hey, yeah, I know you're sexually excited, but respect the girls. Like, so like I don't get it. Like that's some bullshit. Like, and it's almost an insult to guys. It's almost like you're as men, you're being told you have no self-control. Like, it's some bullshit. Like, girls should be able to dress how they want. Like, why the fuck do we have to change just because you feel like some guys are gonna get turned on by the shit? Well, that's their issue, not us. That's some bullshit to me. That's not our jobs to curve I guess men from being turned on by us. That's some bullshit. And it's like, this is the thing. Me as a Black woman, right? This is why I care about shit as far as like women rights go. And people take that shit like, oh, you hate men, you hate boys. No. It's like, why can't girls and women, even boys and men, why can't they live their lives accordingly? Why do we have to change? Why can't we have control over our own lives? Why we can't dress the way we want to dress? That's my thing. Like, I just hate every time like I even have these discussions. Oh, you must hate men. No. I'm basically saying that women and girls should have the freedom to dress how they want and without bullshit. Like, come on. And whoever came up with that rule is obviously projecting. They obviously have a fetish for neck or whatever for you to even put out that fucking bullshit ass rule saying girls can't wear their fucking ponytail because you're so fucking worried about guys getting turned on by that shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Silent J, X me. Harley, how do you wear your hair? Shit, I wear my hair. Like sometimes, I get braids. I get sometimes I straighten it. Just depends. This person says every gender has its restrictions. That is true to a certain extent, but the reasoning behind it when it comes to girls and women, a girl can't wear a fucking ponytail because you feel like men are gonna get turned on. Well, to me, that's a personal problem. What again, that's a personal problem. Why do women and girls have to change because you feel like boys can't have self-control? Like, I don't that's some bullshit. That's a crock of shit. And I hate like in the black I'm just saying in the black race on some real shit. I hate how like if you speak on like, gender shit, like, oh, you on some race traders shit. Oh, that's some white people shit. No, like what the fuck? Okay, that's like the equivalent of saying, oh, you can't talk about mental health because that's a white thing. Like, why does everything needs to be tied to white shit? And it's like if you look into your history, there's plenty of black people part of, the women's rights. Frederick Douglass, he was an advocate for women's rights. Sojourner Truth, she had that quote, "Ain't I a woman?" What about Kimberly Crenshaw? What about fucking Alice Walker? What about fucking Angela Bassett? Bell Hooks, Patricia O'Collins, I.B. Wells? Like, what the fuck? I don't understand like when certain like black people say, "Oh, feminism is a white thing." Like, no, it's about gender equality. I don't get it. And and for you to say, "Oh, that's a white thing," you're basically discrediting other black people like that had their version of, feminism. Like, our shit ain't the same as white people. You mean intersection is a thing where we discuss all types of shit dealing with race and gender at the same fucking times. Like, I don't get it. And even like in Japan, right? They have the lowest birth rates, and it's like, why y'all? And it's like you wonder why like women want to check out of this shit because it's like you're restricting women, and it's like, come on now. Okay, this person said, "I'm a computer engineer. I wear glasses. I am 5'4". Women say I'm not the type they prefer all the time." That has nothing to do with it. I mean, that's just a preference. That has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Silent J says Japan has strict rules on a lot of things. Yeah, they do. I just feel like it's a weak argument. Like, oh, a girl can't wear a ponytail because you feel it's gonna turn a guy on. I mean, feel that's the weakest argument, in my opinion. And it's such an insult. Hey Randy, how are you? Okay, this person said Japan does not have the lowest birth rate. Yes, they do. They have the highest elderly rate. Like, this been an issue for a while. And even like, hell, look at what the fuck happened in China. I mean, this is a worldwide crisis. Like in China, right? If you found out you had a female child, right, you know what they would do? Abort it. Just because it's a girl. And that's why they have the gender balance that they do in China. And the same thing happened in India. And I just hate like, we can't talk about a variety of shit as black people. Like that, I mean, so all that's a white thing, right? So we can't talk about abortion rights. Like right now, in the United States, in these states, right, they're right now restricting abortion rights. And my thing is this, you're not stopping no woman from getting an abortion. All they're going to do is go to another state and get it done. Like, And all that's about is the fact these old ass white men in power, they want white women to have more babies, and it's all it's about. It's a population thing. And the thing is, you're not stopping women from getting abortion. You're not. When abortion was illegal, it didn't stop women from getting abortion. Thanks to the backdoor alley. Yeah. So all you're gonna do is cause women to be in a fucked up, dangerous situation, endangering her life because you're making abortion illegal. Like you think women are going to go cross state lines just to get it done? You don't think women are going to get fucking abortion pills if they really truly don't want a baby? Hey, surfing, how are you? And personally, I don't feel the government has a fucking right to tell a woman when she should have a baby. Like, it should be up to the woman. Like, a woman should be able to choose if she want to have a baby or she doesn't want to have a baby. It's not up to the fucking government to police women. That's just my opinion. Okay, this person said, just like women tell men, be more careful and don't get pregnant. I mean, the same can apply to men too. I mean, common sense. You don't want a woman to have your baby wear a condom or, get a vasectomy. I mean, it could apply to them as well. Bay says, hardly thought you had locks. Yeah, I did. I took them out. Oh, since we're talking about that, right? So I'm hearing, these articles like they're trying to come up with a birth control pill for men, and they're still in clinical trials or whatever. It's not in the market yet, but my thing is this. Okay, when it's finally in the market, are men going to actually take it? Because what I've heard, right, during the clinical trials, I heard some men were complaining, saying how it was causing side effects and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's what us women have to deal with when we're on birth control. So it's like, welcome to the club. So like, I want that to happen. I want y'all to get the male birth control pill. You know, because then at this point you wouldn't have to say someone's trapping you. No, you have birth control pills. If you don't want to impregnate a woman, take that shit. Okay, this person says no one forces you to go on birth control, and there are some more forms than just a pill for women. Yes, there are a lot of options. There are a lot of options. But it's like, I mean, in my opinion, I don't feel like a woman should be forced to have a child she doesn't want. It's not up to government to do that, to police women. Like, in all of history, do you think women weren't still getting abortions? And this is my thing on that whole discussion, right? And especially these politicians. Like, if they really gave a fuck, right? Why are you so against social services, right? You like these people claim they care about children, right? But they're totally against social services. um I mean, it's just funny to me. You don't, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, like in this country, right? Why don't we have universal health care? There's other countries that have surpassed us. Like, honestly. Bird Dog says, I have no problem with pro choice as long as men can also decide to have financial abortions. No, don't some men already do that? Dip. when they don't want to be bothered with the kid, we call those deadbeats. And like I said, like, I don't feel like the government should have a fucking say. Period. Bird Dog says I'm talking legally. Okay, and this is the next thing, right? And this is gonna be controversial, but it is what it is. Okay, as a man, right? You know you only have two options, right? A condom and a vasectomy, right? So, as a man, right, if you know the heart of heart you don't want to impregnate somebody, right? Okay? Why be shocked if you possibly have a baby? Just saying. Like, why be shocked about it? Like, I mean, you went in someone raw and you act shocked, like, oh my gosh, I got someone pregnant. Well, no shit. Okay, someone just says, did you know in Japan you can't defend yourself in a fight or you will be locked up too? No, I did not know that, but that's crazy. Every country does things differently. So, yeah. Okay, Bird Dog says they aren't shocked a man can want a baby and the woman can still say she doesn't want it and abort it. Is that fair? Okay, we're going to touch on that argument, okay? Now, this is basic biology, right? Who's the one carrying the baby for 9 months? The woman or the man? The woman, right? So, because it's a human being growing inside a woman's body, right? For 9 months, it's not actually, the man is not carrying the baby, she is. So, because of that reason, she has the final say whether she wants to bring life into this world or not. And this is just basic biology, man. Men can't carry babies. The woman is. So therefore, because it's her body, right? It's growing inside her body, right? She has the final say so. So you as a man, the moment you come inside of a woman, you don't have no say of shit after that. Because it becomes the woman's responsibility at this point. This is just basic biology. Word Dog says, okay, let me read this person's comment. Word Dog says, so why should we care about women's choices if they have the final say so despite of all we want? First of all, I mean, a woman, I mean, it's her body. So why should the government tell, especially old ass men in power that don't know how the fuck a woman's body works? Why should they have the right to tell a woman what to do with her body, right? When it comes to bringing life in this world, it should be up to her, not the government. And I don't know if you all know this, like in certain countries where abortion is legal, do you know like places like El Salvador, right? You didn't even have to get an abortion. Do you know they prosecute women who went through fucking miscarriage? The ones who actually want to keep their fucking baby. Do you know they prosecute women for just having a fucking miscarriage? Did you know that? Yeah, that goes on in these countries. Like, come on. Okay, this person name. Perfect. Pierre says both. She gonna remind him all 9 months what she is going through. Oh, hey, Perfect Pierre. Are you? But yeah, man, this is just basic biology. It's like you lost that ability. Listen, you lost that ability. Once you come inside of a woman, you lost your ability of having any type of control. You lost that ability the moment you've done that. Now, If you care about your future, you should be mindful of who you come inside of. You have to ask yourself, hey, when I'm fucking this person, right? Is this someone I want to have a kid with? You have to think about things like that, and people don't think about that. Because the moment you do, you lose your ability of having any type of control at this point, because it's up to the woman at this point, because the baby's growing inside of her. She has the final say of is she going to keep the baby or not. You have no control over that. Silent JXB. Harley, do you want kids? Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't mind being a mother. I just want to like focus on other things right now. You know, I mean, and I think I would be a terrific mother. I have that nurturing ability. I enjoy, reading to kids. And a thing is like parenting is a huge responsibility. So just because it takes more to just, push out a baby or nut and create a baby, right? There's more to parenting than that. You have to be there for your child emotionally, financially. There's so much you have to deal with, being a parent. You have to worry about what's going on with your child in school, taking your child to the doctor. Like, seriously. And that's something to take seriously. So when that time comes when I feel like, oh, I'm ready to be a mom, I will be prepared because I want the best for my future child. So yeah. Perfect Pure says control is the wrong word. Input is better. If he gotta pay, he has input. Hell, he already put in. I mean, this is the thing about it. Like, okay, even if there wasn't child support, like that child still has to be provided for. I mean, okay, like mothers, they gotta pay. They gotta pay for shit that their child needs. They need diapers. They need clothes. They need school supplies. There's a lot. It's raising children is a fucking expensive ordeal in general. So even if we wasn't get rid of fucking child support, you still have to pay for the kid. I mean, it's expensive. Okay. This person says, so if a woman has a final say, as you said, because it's her body, a man should legally say you are on your own, and the government should have forced him to pay child support. Again, don't they already do that? I'm not trying to be funny. Like, there's men, right? They don't want shit to do with the child, right? But they'll pay child support, but won't even bother to even see their child or talk to them or anything like that for some of these dudes, right? So that's already being done already. Not trying to be funny. I mean, you say like, oh, men should not have to be responsible for a kid they don't want. Okay, and are they not doing that already? There are women, right? They don't even put men on child support. Okay? There are women like that. They like, hey, I'm gonna take care of my shit. There are women who handle themselves and do the damn thing, raising their kids by themselves, despite of it. So, yeah. Oz Kenyon asked me, "Are you dropping the link?" If you want to get on, or anyone want to touch on this topic, yeah. So let me drop the link if anyone want to touch on this topic. Let me see. Just a second here. So anyways, while I'm doing this, okay, I'm going to read. This person says, I don't see my child because the mother stopped me from seeing them. She puts me through the ringer. So I pulled in LA and said, screw her and those kids. It's kind of tricky because, I mean, it's fucked up, that you're being kept away from your child. I mean, all I can say about the whole, situation, I mean, if you want, I mean, the only thing a man can do if they feel like they're being kept away from their child, you just have to go to court. Unfortunately, if you want to fight for your rights, you have to go to court to see them. Hey, James, how are you? Some for a second. Nature boy, stop trying to bait me. Because none of them niggas are part of the conversation. Honestly. Not trying to be funny. So I'm about to drop this link for anyone who's interested in speaking on this topic. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I knew this will be a controversial show today. Silent J said he would take her to court. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, men, like, if you feel like you're not able to see your kids, just fight for your rights, man. Like, I mean, unfortunately, you have to go to court to fight for your rights. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, I feel, if you want to see your kid, you have that right. You have a right to fight for your paternal rights. Okay, I'm just read what catch up with y'all. I dropped the link for anyone that want to speak on the topic. But yeah, I'm just speaking practical here, It's just common sense stuff. It's like, hey, I identify as a feminist, but like I'm being like practical here. And there's so much like people like have a misunderstanding when it comes to feminism. It's not about like hating men. That has nothing to do with that. No. Hey Jacksonville, how are you? And I just hate when like black people say, "Oh, it's a white thing." No, it's not. If you know your history, you would know like black women are also part of the suffrage movement. So it's like you gotta learn your history before you start pointing out saying, "Oh, how everything's a white thing." That's like equivalent of saying like, "Oh, rock and roll music is for white people," not knowing that, hey, black that's black roots. Rock and roll comes from black people. And now, were there racism taking place in the feminism movement? Of course. They are white, right? The women are white. So, of course, they're going to have racist views. But that's not all of history because you have to take into account that there were also black women part of the suffrage movement. You have to take into account that there were black women as well as black men, Prime example, Frederick Douglass was for women's rights. So you can't ignore that part of history. And actually, I don't know if you all know this, but yeah, look this up. Now, Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony, they took inspiration from Native American women's because, prior to colonization, matriarchy was a thing. Like everything stemmed from your mother line. So Native American women had a little bit more power in their tribe. So they took inspiration from that and did the whole, women's thing or whatever. So yeah. Oh, if anyone knew about this story, okay, this is trending. Paula Patton, um, she made her fried chicken in an unconventional way. And everybody knows, like, when you make fucking fried chicken, right? You don't fucking, you supposed, listen, this is how you make fried chicken. You're supposed to rinse that motherfucker. You're supposed to season it and put flour in it and then put it in the fucking pot. You don't fucking like you don't put the fried chicken in the fucking pot and then you decide you want to fucking season it. No, that's not how you fucking make fried chicken. So yeah, she was getting dragged for that. As it says, Tina Bell was a black woman who created the grunge genre in rock and roll, but white people are credited for that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything gets tied to white people. It's like you gotta learn your history, man. You can't tie everything to fucking white people all the time because that would be ignoring your own history. Like, no, feminism is not a white thing. If you say that, that would be discrediting other black people before you. That would be discrediting Kimberly Crenshaw. That would be discrediting Alice Walker. Like, come on now. And black people, we came up with rock music. So you can't, like, how can you say that's a white thing? That's dumb to me. So yeah, just want to touch on that. Like I said, like and share. All donations are appreciated. So, about to get off of here. You all have a wonderful night. Oh, let me see. Let's talk about. Let me see. Okay, she says they just recently put her band music on streaming apps like Spotify and recently, but their info on Wikipedia. And I'm not even shocked by that. Like, they always want to ignore our history. They don't never want to give us our fucking flowers. But yeah, I'm not shocked that a black woman came up with the grunge genre. I'm not shocked by that. But yeah, anyways, I'm about to get off of here. Peace.